It's 5:30 and time to call the meeting to order. Everyone is in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is to remove anything from the consent agenda, which we will approve later on in the agenda. Is there anything that the trustees would like to remove?
No.
Okay. Moving on to special activities, we have a recognition of life-saving events by Kaufman YMCA staff on February 27th of 19. Chief.
On that date, our crews were dispatched to YMCA for a person down in cardiac arrest. When we got there, we had a number of members of the Kaufman YMCA were there initiating care. It was a positive outcome, and we wanted to recognize them tonight. And David Thompson wanted to say a few words about what had occurred and address the board.
So we were really pleased that we had the outcome that we had. We had one of our members, 36-year-old man, with a family, 3 children, and a wife who they were going to be here tonight, but they all came down with the flu. He had a cardiac event, and I actually found him. I don't think it was a coincidence. I think the Lord had His hand upon my staff and I when I came around the corner and found him. So I don't normally go in the direction that I went. And but my team here responded quickly. So Carolyn Osborne, she's one of our staff members who teaches CPR at our YMCA. She was one of the first ones on the scene to help. So Sarah Terrell, she came and she also helped in the event and helping with breathing and also supplying CPR. Darlene Reed, Darlene, stand up. So, and Darlene helped to put the AED on our member, and then David Mann. David is a member at the Kaufman YMCA, and he is an anesthesiologist. And he came over and helped us with rescue breathing. And this was actually the 5th time in 4 years that my staff's put AED on an individual. We're serving more members than ever at the Kaufman YMCA. We've got more than 18,000 people that call that YMCA their home. And so we're just really grateful for my team that was able to help in that event, and then also to the fire department and all those that helped and responded with us. I mean, it was a good outcome. So
You could bring your staff up.
sure, come on up here. And David?
Do we get clap?
So we have our department what's called a challenge coin, and there's only 2 ways in the world to get one of these coins, and that is to be a member of our organization or a friend of our organization. And that night, this partnership that we have developed for years with the YMCA through CPR training and then also many other things that we do came together for a positive outcome. So we consider you great friends. We appreciate the extension from our department to yours so we could have such a positive outcome. So I wanted to award you with one. You have one already, but I want to give you another one. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all very much for taking time to stop in and share that story with us. It's a great outcome. You guys do a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Next item under special activities, we have a recommendation to promote firefighter paramedic Joel Logston to the rank of lieutenant, subject to a 1-year probation period at a rate of $27.16 an hour, effective April 9th of 2019. Is there a motion to approve this promotion?
So moved. Second?
Mr. Muterspaw.
Yay.
Mr. Gepp.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yay. And Joel, if you would come forward, please. If you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Joel Logston,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the resolutions adopted by the Clear Creek Township Board of Trustees,
resolutions adopted by the Clear Creek Township Board of Trustees,
and that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties as lieutenant
the duties as the lieutenant
for the Clear Creek Fire District,
for the Clear Creek Fire District,
Clear Creek Township, Warren County, Ohio,
Clear Creek Township, Warren County, Ohio,
during the continuance of my lawful employment.
during continuance of my lawful employment.
Congratulations.
And in tradition, we're going to have his wife pin his lieutenant's badge on it.
Get it, Chuck. If you'd like to get any other...
There. Thank you. Great.
The next item we have under special activities is a presentation by David McCandless from the district representative for U.S. House of Representatives, Congressman Steve Scott. David, come on.
It's going to be an extremely hard act to follow. Thank you for having me tonight. Congratulations, Lieutenant. Well, thank you for having me out tonight. As you may know, we have a Warren County office, I work for Congressman Steve Chabot, County office, Warren County office, as well as our DC office. The congressman, prior to January, was the chairman of the House Small Business Committee, and then after the House subsequently changed hands, he became the ranking member, or the highest ranking Republican on that committee, as well as sits on the Judiciary Committee, which oversees everything from the FBI to impeachment inquiries, you name it, and he also sits on the Foreign Affairs Committee. So obviously our DC office does a lot of legislating. Things that I didn't know until I even got into this business was the important role that the local district offices play in terms of constituent service work. So my particular portfolio covers everything from the Department of Veterans Affairs, Cincinnati VA Medical Center, Dayton VA Medical Center, National Personal Record Center, DOD, and Social Security and Medicare. So it could be anything from calling up and wanting to get Korean War vet his service medals, or surprising grandpa with a flag flown over the Capitol in honor of his service, to emergency requests to evacuate troops out of Afghanistan if there's a family emergency back home. A lot of times you deal with seniors, the bureaucracy and the letters that get pumped out, so all of a sudden see a letter that says you owe the Social Security Administration $30,000, we overpaid you, and they're on hold for 7 hours with only to get nowhere. So we kind of serve as the go-between, so that if you're having trouble and you kind of hit your wit's end, contact their office, you complete a privacy release form, and you basically hand off your problem to us. So the number one issue that I probably get the most is VA disability claims. Thankfully those have improved, obviously not quickly enough, but trying to get those pushed through hopefully in a favorable manner to the constituents. Secondly, part of my role is to come out to meetings like this, just to hear basically what's going on in the district from you all, so I can relay that back to the congressman, as well as attend chamber events, tour small businesses, celebrate their accomplishments. And then last and certainly not least, I'm responsible for the Service Academy nomination process for the congressman. So if you or anyone, you all respectfully might be about 5 years too old, but if you know anyone who's interested in attending a Service Academy
I understand there's a weight limit too, so I think
That's good.
I think you're good. Any of the service academies, that process usually starts in about October. It's a pretty thorough, detailed, interview process, just before a board, have, a lot of qualified candidates, a lot smarter than I. It's a very humbling experience, but it's also great to see, the youth of today that, you know, can go on to, you know, become, officers in the United States Armed Forces. So we actually do have an event, if you do know anyone who's interested, on the 30th of April at 6 p.m. at Lebanon High School. We'll be doing our annual Spring Academy Information Night, where we'll have representatives from West Point and Ackworth, the Air Force Academy, you name it, as well as kind of a detailed presentation on how that process works. So that's just pretty much a summation of what we do in our district office. Since it's tax time, I'll name drop Emily Garlock. If anyone's having problems with the IRS, she works in our Cincinnati office. She handles those issue areas, as well as if you were in need of a passport in an emergency situation, we can sometimes get those within 48 hours, as well as help organize tours for the White House, or visits to Congress in D.C. Those are some of the few things that we do here at the district level. So I just wanted to kind of bring those to your attention and answer any questions on any pertinent topic that you or any of your residents may have.
Have any questions?
I have one. Do you keep a normal schedule at the Lebanon office? Or is it by appointment? I mean, how does that work?
It's fairly normal. I'm generally there 9 to 5. Tomorrow morning will be an aberration. I'm sitting on the board of Main Street, Lebanon, so I'll be in there until about 9:45, and then I'm going to the State of the County luncheon, which some of you may actually be attending. So it's when events like that come up, whether the Area Progress Council or you know, maybe the Lebanon Chambers having a ribbon cutting or something like that, I'll pop out. I have a meeting on high-speed internet over in Harlan Township on Thursday at 1 o'clock. So I mean, there are meetings that come up that are out of the office, but generally it's 9 to 5. I am the only person in that office though, so if you try to call and it bounces down, if I'm on the other line, it'll bounce down to our Cincinnati office. But if you want to ensure that I'm there, just give me a call, but generally those are our office.
Anybody have any questions for Dave?
I have one. Do you have a website with the information for the contact information for the office in Lebanon, in case somebody wants to look it up? Is there a website where they can go to, or is it just Steve Shabbat's page?
Absolutely. The easiest way I encourage people to do it is just Google Steve Shabbat.
Okay.
The very first website, not the second one, that's his campaign, but the first one that comes up is shabbat.house.gov.
Okay.
And that provides information on all of our constituent service work, legislation that we're working on. Being on the Small Business Committee is great because it's, you know, nobody really dislikes small business, so it's a pretty bipartisan committee.
That's true.
And of course, you're more than welcome to call and yell or express praise on any piece of legislation, either locally or in Washington as well.
Just the question pops up, so I'll be prepared to answer it. I run into too many people, so. Plus the kids in Lebanon, I coach a lot of them. They're interested in looking at collegiate opportunities, some of them in the service branch, West Point, Air Force Academy, Naval Academy. So there may be appropriate discussions with your special event coming up at Lebanon schools.
Yeah, and they're free to call me at any time.
Okay.
I love speaking with students. It's
Right.
April 30th, 6 o'clock, Lebanon High School.
They probably know about it, but I'll remind. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be sending out letters this week with flyers to each school district, but I just booked that with Scott Butler last week.
Oh, awesome. Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Anybody else? You guys, anybody have any questions?
All right.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Come back and see us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to fiscal officer.
Yes, sir. A few things today. The auditors actually started work today. They came in and started their work. They'll be here probably till about the 26th. Hopefully they'll be done by then. I'll have the interest transfer resolution for you for the next meeting, take care of last quarter's interest. We did get an email from the county today that estimated what House Bill 62 would mean for the township in terms, and House Bill 62 is the gas tax money. And it looks like they're estimating that we could get about $163,000 more for next year, and they're estimating $166,000 for fiscal year 2021 additional to what we're receiving right now. So that's good news for us. I think that we all agree that we'd like to take some.
Spend it on the roads, for sure.
Yep, that's it, sir.
Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions for Russ? Okay, moving on to public comments. We have a couple people. Come on up.
You don't mind?
No, no, no.
I didn't want to waste everybody's time.
You're not wasting-
This is more of a, just a heads up for
State your name and address since we recorded this message.
John Russell, 6610 Vinyl Hill Road. I know most of you, and congratulations, I didn't realize that. Yeah.
We're getting old, John.
Yeah, you are. And big.
And big, that's right.
So here's ultimately what I'm talking about. I live a mile south of here, as you all know. The creek is moving quickly towards Vinyl Hill Road. We've lost, this is roughly, don't give the years much, because we've lost 15 feet this year. So in 3 years, it's going to get, and I mean, if I go map-wise, it's going to get to Vinyl Hill Road and miss the bridge, which is right here.
It's the road now at that 90-degree angle.
It's no longer a curve, now it is a big U shape. I don't know what you all want to do about it. I just want to give you a heads up that in 3 years, we're going to have a problem. And I mean, I don't care about speed. I'm talking more the road and the labor and everything else as to what do we want to do about it.
Well, I'd say first thing you should probably do is get the, what's their official name, county?
Soil and water.
Soil and water, you get the waterways.
Yeah.
Soil and water, I guess, out there.
That's why I want to bring it up now, before
Yep.
something gets planted in here. They can't come through it once I get something planted. Yeah, just run it straight on through.
I know, John, they're actually doing I don't know how quickly they would get to it in the spring here, because they've got some stuff lined up already, one of which is further downstream, same type of problem. There's actually 2 spots. Part of it's in our park that's there, that they're gonna be working on here in the next week or two. In fact, I think that's what the dirt tracks were that I saw this morning, that, we can certainly bring it up to Neil and his team to look at, because I think we've discussed that bridge in that area. Is that not the same area that we've been talking about, Scott?
That's been brought up several times, we've discussed it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just giving you a heads
No,
up.
that's,
like that.
appreciate it.
We had,
Yeah, that's,
10 years or 20 years, it didn't change much, but in the past year, we've lost 50
well, that's,
feet.
Things are
yeah,
different.
Significant.
Things are
we've
different.
all had the creek, Bull Run went straight where it had an S curve, it
Right.
just went straight.
It went straight through.
instead. So, these events have been just catastrophic almost.
Thanks for bringing this in too. I'm gonna put it in there.
Got that all close.
Okay. Anybody else have anything to bring up from public comments this time? All right, moving on to new business administration, we have a renewal of our property casualty coverage with Otarma and authorization to pay the invoice of $86,406. 1.7 increase over 18. We had a chance to take a look at this. Anybody have any questions? Is there a motion to approve this payment?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw? Yay. Mr. Wade?
Yes. And we also have the Warren County Soccer Academy lease agreement for the Hoffman Reserve Soccer Field. We have a chance to look at this contract. This was brought forward a 2 weeks ago, and we asked to give us a little time to read the contract, which we were able to do, and come back again this meeting to see if anybody had any questions. And if you would you like to just wait to see if we have any questions, or you come up and make some comments?
Fine.
It'd probably be very appropriate.
Well, of course, the topic is kind of a partnership and agreement between Clear Creek Township and the Warren County Soccer Academy. And it's an entry-level agreement, kind of trying to build towards a future and stronger relationship within other parks that may be evolving in the area. becoming a more participant in this development. In our past experience, we've kind of been held back from being able to really work with the organizations of the fields that own the fields that we play on. Now it seems like we'd be more of an active part to build something fun for the communities now and for the future. So this is essentially a litmus test that we are grabbing or seizing the opportunity for to prove our worthiness and our ability to play ball with the township. Any questions at this time from anyone?
Steve, anything? Okay.
I do not.
I don't either. I think it's a good move forward for the township as well as your association also.
Definitely. Win-win.
I think it'd be good.
Agreed.
With that, is there a motion to approve and direct the administrator to sign this agreement and move forward with the agreement?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Tom.
you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Anybody have anything else to bring up under administration? Moving on to the fire district, we have a request to accept the Bureau's workers' comp safety grant intervention award of $40,000.
So we all know Chief Simpson's kind of the master of grants. He took firefighter Matt Walker under his wing recently and helped walk him through this process. So this was Matt's first grant that he actually applied for, and he got a full $40,000, the 50/50 match grant, but we got the full $40,000 we requested. So it's
Awesome.
Good job.
Good job.
Thank you. Very good.
Excellent. Is there a motion to accept this grant of $40,000?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. And we have a request to accept the lowest and best bid of $17,555 to hot and seal crack, reseal and restripe the asphalt for lots at 21, cost which is going to be shared with Springboro, and at Station 23 also in the government center.
and Station 22.
And-
Yeah, all the fire stations and the Station government.
And Station 22.
I wondered that when I saw that too.
I just figured they'd done that more recent. I didn't-
Well, yeah, no, having been there somewhat recently, I thought, I'm assuming that's in there too, it's a typo.
You know, that seems to be a heck of a good price.
For all of them.
Yeah.
And we actually did, Captain Pratt did the bid work last fall, and then we found out the government center needed to be done, and we added that onto our bid, and they put it, locked us in last year's price, but they would get us on the spring schedule.
Good job. Is there a motion to approve this expenditure and get these parking lots sealed in all these 4 locations?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Steve, anything else at this time?
Yeah, happy to answer any questions if I would have.
Anybody have any questions for Steve?
Yeah, how was the cost sharing in the Springboro, with Springboro?
It's 50/50 for the whole lot, for the golf course, so it's a 50/50.
Okay, just for that.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the police department, we have a request to extend additional offers of probation to full-time employment to candidates Darren Williams and Taylor Armstrong pending acceptable background checks and pre-employment screening. Pete?
The board's action to allow us to offer them conditional offer allows us to look into the medical phase of that. So they've gotten through the first phase, which is the polygraph and so forth. We just need to get the physical, psychological, and so forth done now as far as that. Look like 2 pretty good candidates. Darren Williams is a Clinton County deputy, was named Deputy of the Year on the SRT team over there, and then Taylor Armstrong is a full-time officer for Carlisle. She's been highly recommended from over that way. So we'd like to take a look at them, and this is the only way I get to do that to finish up, is ask for your approval to give them conditional offers to hire.
Is there a motion to give these 2 individuals the conditional offers?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Darren Williams is a real familiar name. Have we had a Darren Williams here before? That seems like we...
His wife, I think, is a veterinarian.
We had Darrell Williams on the fire.
Maybe that's what I was thinking. All right. Now moving on to number 2, Chief, a request to accept generous donations from 3 different entities, Rocco Ciro and Mike funeral.
I'll butcher it too, I'm sorry.
For $1,000.
Roscoe and Mike have become kind of frequent donators to our safety down program. They again showed up the other day and wanted to donate $1,000, asked the board to accept that. Mr. Halstead and Ms. Gucci donated $200 towards Safety Town, and Dr. Harold and Jacqueline Fishman, apparently one of the guys jocked their car door the other day, and they wrote me a real nice letter, just wanted to donate $100 to the police department to do with whatever, so I asked the board to accept those donations.
Don't they normally give you money?
Yeah, he's treading on my territory.
You gotta go lock the doors. That's enough of the fire department stuff, lock the doors.
Is there a motion to, we don't have to do these. Just approve. Okay. Is there a motion to accept these three donations?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Anything else for you? Okay. Moving on to the road department, we have resolution 5158, a resolution accepting public streets for maintenance on Crown Point Drive, Mayor Court, and Crown Point, Section 6, Clear Creek Township, Warren County, Ohio, and dispensing with the second reading.
This will just give me an ability to give them the acceptance letter to release the bond.
Okay. So a motion to approve 5158.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Anything else from the road department tonight, Scott?
No, sir.
Okay. Planning and zoning, Jeffrey, nothing?
I have a staff update, if you want it now or then.
No, we'll wait for that.
Yeah, I'll let you do consent agenda, I'll be back for you.
All right. The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. We have not removed anything, so I look for a motion to approve the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Thank you. Staff updates.
Yeah, I have one, sir. I spoke with the sanitation engineer regarding the Centerville Forest Sewer project. About 10 years ago, they went through, put together a project about what it would take to get things to work. What he's going to do here in the next couple of weeks is dust that off, see what needs to be modified, see if it's still something they can do in-house or if they'll need additional assistance. So at this point, the request has been made to the county. It's in their court to do some things to then come back. It was an assessment project before. They just need to make sure what has changed over the course of the 10 years for where's the location of the sanitary sewer geographically to this property, how is it going to flow, if it changed because of Soraya Farms helping or hindering where they were 10 years ago. So just so you're aware, they are working on it, and I'll bring more information as I have it.
Excellent. That'll be an interesting project.
For sure.
Anybody have any questions for Jeff? Okay. We do have an executive session scheduled, and at this time I'd like to entertain a motion to recess this meeting and go move into executive session.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, you're on, sir.
Okay. It is nearly 6:45, and we're returning from executive session. Is there any further business to come before the trustees tonight? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Okay, thank you all.